Guys, Delulu, a player I've got a lot of time for. I've watched him play for the Under-17s European Championship at the Under-17s World Cup. I think he's 17, he can't be older than 18 now. Marcus Edwards of Spurs can play on the left, can play on the right, can play through the middle. He's very much a direct player. He likes to take people on. He's majestic, he's tricky. I like his balance, his change of direction. I like his link-up play. I've watched him for England come on and make the difference. Even if you point back to the semi-finals of the Under-19s, this season, he came off the bench and set up the winner for Nemetia, taking his man on down the flank and putting it in. Exactly what he was brought off the bench to do. In regards to Spurs, he's what they're crying out for. Yes, it's early days. You need to calm down. I know we want players to be the finished article the minute we find out about them, but he's still learning and getting into his own and finding himself. Pochettino's team, like I've said in previous videos, is about defense as well as attack. So he needs to learn the appreciation for both. And he is someone I do believe can be a very big player. He's somewhat Spurs are missing someone. The player Spurs are missing, better yet. You know they've got Kane and Dele who take things by the scruff of his neck, but there is a cry for another player that's going to do stuff like that. Someone that's going to get players off their seat. In time, that's going to be Marcus Edwards. He's hopefully, if things go to plan, he's homegrown, he's skillful, he's someone, like I've said, he'll get people out of their seats. It's what's missing. Spurs have tried it with NG, it wasn't to go to plan. And Kudu looks alright in my opinion, but it remains to be seen if he's going to make it there long term. He will get that. Like I said, he has to be patient. His decision making's improved, but it's still not the best, and it needs to be better. Pochettino is very harsh on that. There was contract disputes last year. Eventually, it was signed. He did have an ankle injury and things like that, and I believe he had to get his tonsils taken out last year, so it weren't all to plan. Made his debut, played 18 minutes against Gillingham, so he is getting rated, and he is. I think he trains with the first team, so he is a player in the manager's thoughts. In regards to the end of the season, when there was a bit of injuries at Spurs and there weren't really bodies on the bench, I believe, I can't say his last name, but Sam, the guy that they signed from the non-league, and he's at Spurs' academy, and their youngster, I think it begins with an S or an F. Forgive me if I've got it wrong, I really don't know. I think it's Philippe something. I think he's Croatian. Forgive me if I'm wrong for his nationality. And he made his debut, I think, on the last day of the season or something. But yeah, that guy, they pushed ahead of. No, I don't want to say pushed ahead, but they got into their side and be included for match days before him. So whether they're better than him or not, they're in the manager's thoughts before him. So they're doing something. They're doing something that he's not for Pochettino. So that's what he's got to do. But for me, he's just got to learn the defensive side of the game, and the decision making will come with age. And he'll probably have to bulk up a tiny bit. But in current day football, that's overplayed. Like I said, he's skillful. He's direct. He's a direct winger. He likes to stand his fullback up and make them look stupid. It's something I believe is lacking in today's football, especially young English wingers. So yeah, he's someone I believe in a lot, and along with Jadon Sancho and Reece Nelson, it'll be interesting to see how all three will develop because they all look bright prospects. It's hard to tell which one is better than which. Sadly, maybe one of them, probably two of them, if you're harsh, will not reach the heights that they're currently predicted to reach. But it's interesting nonetheless, and if only one makes it, that's quite a good player to have for England and for any club side. Guys, Delulu, I'm signing out. Marcus Edwards is someone that Pochettino should keep his eye on, and no doubt is.